let's talk about countering the counter. So what do we understand with that? So first of all, if somebody is attacking me, I can counter by blocking that attack and then striking. So block and counter attack. So block and counter is the counter. So I let somebody attack me first, that's my idea, and then when they do, I will utilize the opponent's attack in order to win. So that's a counter. Now the problem is that if you are the attacker, so if I'm attacking somebody, they will block it, I will get hit. How can I deal with this situation? And this is a really good question. So I don't know about you, but in my opinion, fighting by countering is easier than doing the attacking first. So attacking first is really difficult to do safely, because you always have the problem that if you are attacking, your opponent can attack at the same time. They might be experienced, or they might be, it might be the first day they have the sword in hand. And because they don't know the tactics or anything, they can just attack you as you attack them. And this is sometimes called a double hit in sparring. So both fighters have an idea to attack first and they do it and both get hit. So it is a serious problem, and there are then some ways to go around that. With single sword, it requires basically that you are not only one action fighter. One action would be, one cut, or block and cut. Block and cut. That would be like block and cut. One action. What you have to do instead with your attacks, so instead of doing single attacks like this, you will have to start monitoring your opponent, because when you are attacking, you will have to identify if they are going to counter you. If you don't do that, you take the risk of getting countered. So if I go in like this, okay, now I'm being blocked, and then counter is coming, there is no reason why should I continue my weapon forward so that it will get blocked, because now I'm going to lose this fight. So no reason. If you okay, he's going to block, I shouldn't complete this anymore, because it's not gonna do me any good here, unless I have some idea how to go from the block. But let's keep it simple. So instead, I might stop here. So now the opponent starts attacking me. So I was going in, they did the block, maybe they do something like this. They kind of start the block here, and then they start their counter attack. But because I didn't go all in, I can now instead block their sword and counter them, right? So I'm switching midway from the attack to a block, and then I'm countering. So that's how you turn the tables. So now the opponent, who was their idea was to block and counter, now they find out that they actually doing the first attack, because your sword is still free, and then you can block and counter them. So that's the simple idea here, how to counter the counter. If you are attacking here and they try to hit your hand, as you see their strike coming in, let's say from the top, there is no reason to go forward, because then you will get hit, right? So that's stupid. So instead you monitor your opponent, what they're going to do. Okay, now they are starting to cut here, so I'm going to go back and cut them, cut their hand. So instead of going here, I'm going to just go here and cut them. That's another example here. So, but as you can see, it starts from monitoring the opponent. And this brings up one really important thing is that if you're always striking with maximum speed and power, you will be having a hard time to control your weapon midway. So the faster you strike, the harder you strike, the more difficult it is to abort the mission in order to do something else, the more difficult it gets. So my recommendation here, if you want to fight this way, is to start the strikes actually a little bit slow. Not super slow, but slower. And then if you see that the opponent is not blocking, then you will accelerate starting from the midpoint, let's say. But the first going in can be quite slow if you think your opponent might be able to counter you. That's how you still have some control with your own weapon. But if you go fast from straight away, you will have to make sure that the opponent is not in position to counter you. Then it's fine, because they can't do anything. But if they can, start slowly and then modify your technique based on what you see happening. So that's countering the counter. Quite difficult, but quite fun when you can pull it off.